That was real good.
Good music.
Donna Summer and the disco lady. She's the greatest disco woman in the world. Donna Summer, ladies and gentlemen. I used to be able to do a better
Wolfman
Wolfman
Jack.
Jack.
Did we find out?
Lung cancer without smoking, non-smoking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
No, we're not going to talk about the new TWiT shows today. Why would we do that?
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Burn, baby, burn. Burn that sucker down.
Alex is on the board for This Week in TWiT. Thank you, Alex.
Alex Gumpel, because everybody else is on vacation. They picked a good time, I must say. Elvis?
God help us.
Oh, God help us.
Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah, I'm a little tired. I guess I'm finally starting to look old. They said I'm tired.
Oh, yeah, now she's old, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I stayed up a little too late last night and had an 8 o'clock baseball game.
You don't look tired. You look great.
Oh, I think I know I feel tired.
Oh, you know what it is? It's this.
It's what? What's wrong with my hair?
It just kind of looks, it's sticking out. Makes you look tired.
Okay.
That does not help.
Okay, all right. I haven't brushed my hair today.
Have you been through the desert on a horse with no name?
No.
Okay.
Have you?
No.
Okay. Where did that come from? Have I not been paying attention?
She thought she got it from the dust at the World Trade Center. Well, it's possible.
Well.
That dust must have been full of all sorts of junk. We still have that going? Is that just in my office?
Oh, I know it's in the song, but...
Here, let me go turn it off. You take over.
Why am I taking over?
Well, because I have to go turn off Donna Summer. She's still singing.
That's okay. Well, Know How. They want to hear about Know How. Should we talk about it a little bit? Yeah, well, Know How is going to launch on June 12th, and it's going to star Leo
4 p.m.
Laporte
Pacific,
and
7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, and I as actor.
And we're going to make it, it'll be very similar, if you watch the screensavers, it'll be really similar to the way the screensavers was, where me and I as across the table, just as I was with Patrick. And the idea is he's going to show us stuff, or show me how to do stuff, and I'll ask dumb questions. I'm very
now,
good at that.
how is that going to work?
I'm great at that.
Why don't you just have me up there asking the dumb questions?
You want to do it? You
No,
want to do the show
kidding.
instead?
No, I don't want to do the show instead. It's just going to be silly watching you ask dumb questions.
Well, not dumb.
What'd you do to your hair?
What is that thing?
I had nothing to do with his hair today. I think it's left over
I like
from
how
your.
You qualified that.
I didn't do it. I know mine's a mess from baseball. I think that was the headphone. Oh, that's hilarious. So, yeah. So we have what? Know How starts in June, and the Enterprise show is going to start in July.
The idea of Know How is it's a how-to show where I will pick a subject each episode, like how to roll your own cloud or how to lock down a Wi-Fi access point, that kind of thing, and walk through it each time. It'll be exactly half an hour, no more, no less.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Can I take some bets on that?
How many ads are in there? It'll be as long as it has to be.
Ayaz and I have a bet that it'll never be under 45 minutes.
I don't even know why you would say it'll be under half an hour. It'll be however long it takes.
That's what I said.
Well, I know what his thinking is.
Ayaz set this pace.
His thinking was that it can't be too long or it really doesn't make sense on YouTube. And kind of part of the idea behind it, now it's worse.
Roll your own.
Kind of the idea behind this is... Kind of the idea behind this is that that you would put it on YouTube. That we want to. Ayaz got the idea because you go to YouTube looking to find how do you do something,
right.
And there'd be a lot of kind of amateurish videos, some not accurate. And he thought, if we did some good quality videos explaining these basic things, people would find them on YouTube and watch them. So that's why he wanted to keep it to half an hour.
Okay, but we could always cut it down if it's more than one how-to episode and put it out like we do with Before You Buy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that too. So we think we're going. Well, should we tell them a little bit about what happened around here? And
well, before you do that,
what?
you mentioned another show. So that in July we're going to launch the Enterprise show.
Hopefully in July we'll have the Enterprise show ready to roll out. My goal is by mid-July.
With Robert Balancer, and Robert's going to come up and do TWiT this weekend along with Scoble, and we're looking for a third.
Okay.
And so that'll be good.
Okay.
That's an IT show, IT focused. We've mentioned it before. It'll be focused on case studies. How you solved some IT problem, right?
Right. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the chat room.
And already Robert's got some very good ideas for it, so we're excited. Padre SJ in the chat room. He's there right now if you want to pat him.
And I believe we're working on like a couple other shows, which hopefully we can roll out in July and August, so we'll see how it goes.
Sarah's working on an iPhone show, which we've tasked her to do, and she's excited about doing that. iPad Today has been a great success for us. We're trying to figure out how we can do that show without me. And she'd like to do it daily, like do a little bit a day.
Okay.
That adds up to a longer show. But there's some issues with that, so we're trying to figure that out. And that's what's we wanted to segment it, but it's hard for us to sell daily shows, so we're trying to figure that out. I mean, I don't want to let advertising drive everything, but we do need to. The shows need to support themselves.
Right, and if we can always cut it down in smaller clips and smaller bites, we will. But
we'll figure it out.
Typically, a weekly show works a little bit better.
Yeah.
So with trying to get these 5 shows off the ground, we're going to be relying on bringing in a little bit more outside production help.
Yeah. So as you know, Eileen left, and
right.
we for a while we went back and forth. We have some great candidates who I've worked with in the past, like Dan, who produced Game On, Dan Mitchell, and one of the people we'd worked with was Karsten Bondi. He's great. But we decided instead that we would like to promote from within. We really want to make people feel like they have an opportunity to grow with the company and that they don't get stuck.
Right. We have a couple of people that have been wanting to take on new opportunities. So Chad is going to produce your big shows.
No one's going to take over the entire Eileen job.
No,
we're taking split it up.
We're taking her position and we're splitting it up amongst 3 people.
Right.
So in allocating a couple other things. I mean, they're doing other things besides that, but instead of just refilling Eileen's position, we're going to take her position and carve it up amongst 3 different people.
So Sailor Lion Eileen will continue to host All About Android. She's not leaving that. She's
Absolutely.
just not working as a producer. She went to work for Mollywood to produce her new show.
Right.
So OMG Chad will take over This Week in Tech, Mac Break Weekly, and This Week in Google. Those are the 3 panel shows that we do that require some pre-show prep from us. And so he's going to do what Eileen did for those shows. But the other thing Eileen did, which was more behind the scenes, was she was a supervising producer, so she did a lot of scheduling and things like that.
Yeah, she assigned shows to editors and made sure people were covered and producers were covered when people were out. And it's kind of the back end of the business that is not quite the writing and the production that the element she really didn't like. But I have somebody here in-house that does like it. So Tony Wang, who's been an editor with us from the start, is going to step up and taking on a supervising editor role. And he's also going to be helping us with scheduling and making sure we have producers and editors throughout, our network to make sure our shows happen, which is pretty huge.
Tony's one of my earliest employees. He even predates you.
He does.
And we really wanted to give him a chance to grow. He's a great guy. And so he's excited. I believe he's excited about this, unless he's lying.
He's excited. Have you met Tony? You can't always tell if Tony is excited or not. But there he is.
That's the most excited he ever gets.
I would say that is. He's very calm, which is good for me. I like his silent, calm.
He'll be great.
Stature.
He'll be great.
But he's very dedicated. He works his tail off for us. He's pretty awesome. So I'm excited to see him step up into this role and help, get our editors in shape and moving forward. And with that, Tony's going to have to shift editing some of his shows. And so we have Josh, who just started with us, working with us on the Tech Guy website. And he's also going to be learning how to edit. Hey, Josh, come over here and show us your face.
What we discovered is that what works best is hiring people who are already TWiT fans, because otherwise they're just employees. And so Josh has been a TWiT fan for years. He was a disc jockey in Holland, Michigan. First time he wrote to me, I thought it was Holland. Yeah. And I got all excited. And then he said, no, it's Holland, Michigan.
Yep,
I said,
the Mac and Josh.
It's a big disappointment.
He's Mac and Josh. But he's
hi.
wanted, but you really, basically, you did kind of what John Slanina did, which is just move out here without a job.
He did.
Hoping that we would hire you eventually. And so the plan was always that once the Tech Guy site got up and running, you would help us with that.
Josh, you should pull up a quick chair and you can share a mic with Leo. Right along the side, just to say hi.
He's our newest, and he's a really nice guy.
He's a great kid. I mean, I think he was here quite, I don't know, how many, a dozen shows, and he was emailing me at least once a week. And
saying, how can I work here?
We knew we wanted to bring him in when the Tech Eye Labs website was done. So I'm really excited you're here.
So,
Thanks.
yeah, I've been immersed in that for the past couple days.
It's a lot of entry.
Great.
And the poor guy's going to be doing a lot of data entry, which is not the most interesting thing, but it's a beginning anyway.
Right. So he's a new addition to our
And I'm
team.
a perfectionist, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. 'Cause
We'll teach him the TWiT way soon enough.
yeah.
Okay.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Josh came out. You moved out with your girlfriend.
Yep.
And his first assignment was to go see Roger Waters' The Wall with us.
Yeah,
that's
he
one
had a
heck of
rough
way to-
assignment.
That's one heck of a way to start.
He got to know the TWiT staff by riding in the party bus, and I got to say, ooh, I feel love. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, it's great. I expect you to do that.
Yes, Agent X, I do want that. Pictures of you watching TWiT in an auditorium.
That
So
would be
anyway,
great.
welcome,
Thank
and
you.
good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
So he's
Get
one
back
of
to
our
work.
latest hires, and we've also contracted with somebody on a part-time basis to help be our community manager. How long have we been talking about having one of those?
Well, since day one, there's a roadmap in my mind, and I think you and I talk about it a lot, about where we'd like to go and how we'd like to grow and who we need to hire next. And more than a year ago, I said the next thing we need to hire is a community manager / marketing / promo person. And the problem is, we can't hire more people than we can afford. We're up to 21 employees now or something.
22, 23.
We can barely afford me. So we just can't hire more people than we can afford. That's the one disadvantage, and I think it's somewhat of an advantage of being a bootstrapped operation is you can only spend the cash you have. You don't have
Right.
you don't have a big investment piggy bank. So but we have gotten to the point now where we really feel we need it. There's a theme here through this show which you'll start to see, which is that we admittedly Game On, we couldn't keep doing it because it was so expensive, but boy, we got so many great people working on that show, and one of them was Glenn Rubenstein, who did the after show, the game LAN party,
Right.
and Shut Up and Play. And I've known Glenn since he was 14 years old. He was a kid in Petaluma who was writing for our local paper, writing video game reviews. That was, 15 years ago?
No, dude, like 1990s.
1990,
Right.
22 years ago.
20 years ago, exactly.
So-
NPR.
And
okay.
he was the kid who told me, there's another side to this story. Every time I talk to Sam Whitmore, who was at ZDNet, he says, Leo, I'll never forget, back when we were working on the site on MSNBC in 1994, you told me there was this thing called MP3 that all the kids were using. And it was you who told me about MP3s because you were in school at the time, and you said everybody's putting they're ripping their CDs, putting them on a central server.
And I had the computer in my car. Remember, you had me on Tech TV because I
that's
put the
right.
old 486 in my car. Before you could get a portable MP3 player, that's how I had MP3s in my car.
That's awesome.
Right. Oh, that was hysterical. So this guy goes way back with us, and he did a great job in Shut Up and Play. He still lives in Petaluma, and I've really been looking for ways to use Glenn. And what a great way to use you. So tell us what you're going to be doing.
So right now I'm just catching up on a lot of stuff. If people noticed, if you're a fan of TWiT on Facebook, you've noticed that shows are posting on Facebook again.
Yay.
So you know when something new is going up.
So that is, I think, facebook.com/TWiT Network.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes.
So right now we're just dealing with small steps. I mean, I'm part-time, but I'm thinking about this full-time. So we're looking to just get stuff online. We got the TWiT pics are updated on the website. I guess we can give people a preview of maybe the Amazon.
Yay.
So those pics, what those pics do, can you pull that up, Alex? Do you have it there?
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, the TWiT pics were like 8 months old, and it's something we should be doing every week. So Glenn
Colleen started.
correct.
And we gave Colleen a commission to do it. She was an additional piece of work. When she left, they just stopped getting updated. These make us money, though, because, first of all, these are things that we talk about, like the HTC One X on the air. If you're going to buy them, if you click that link, it'll take you to a landing page. There isn't any text there. At some point,
It's going to change. It's just going to go direct, actually.
Okay. Oh, you got permission to do that?
Yeah, we're going to go direct to Amazon. And they don't have to buy this stuff. If you buy anything on Amazon but go through our link,
Right.
you're supporting TWiT.
So if you click the Amazon link, this will take you to the HTC One X. If you buy that, we get 6% of the purchase
Or if they
price.
buy anything.
But then, if you continue to shop around, no matter what you buy at that point, we get that 6% commission.
Yeah.
So it's it does us a favor. We actually learned this. Kevin Pollak was talking about it, and so is Adam Carolla.
Yeah, Adam Carolla's doing it.
They both raise money this way by just telling their fans, hey, if you like the show and you want to help us out at no cost to you, just go through this link on our website to Amazon, and we get a commission on those sales. And it is a nice way to make money.
And we're going to set it up to make it really easy soon. We will have a landing page where we can just tell people to go, click the link, buy whatever you want on Amazon, and it'll support TWiT.
It's not bank, but it's not
nothing.
Well, it's nice. I mean, I think it's a nice added feature to what we're already doing. So if, I mean, everybody needs to buy things, right?
Yeah.
So if it makes sense for you and you just want to support TWiT, that's one way to support TWiT without having to spend any extra money. And it's a way that, you know, I can keep Glenn here.
It's true. I've wanted to do this for some time, and just until Glenn came along, it was one more of many things we've wanted to do. And by the way, do you want to tell Glenn?
Should I tell Glenn what? You tell him.
She doesn't know what I'm talking
I don't know what he's talking about.
Did you tell him we're going to give him a commission?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh,
and that's
absolutely.
great. Thank you. You guys have been so generous
Well-
with this. And I mean, let me take a moment on the air to thank you both for giving me this opportunity. I know
I think
I've been
it's-
hanging
I'm
around
so
here a year and a
happy.
half. And honestly, look, anyone who's seen my hosting skills, you know, they are what they are. They are what they are. But that's not my dream in life. Marketing, behind the
Dan.
scenes stuff, this is something I really love. It's point A to point B. And, you know, I've been thinking about TWiT constantly for a year and a half. It's great to be able to put that towards something.
So when you go to Amazon and you buy something, 10% of that goes to Glenn, okay?
Well,
We're
you know.
talking big bucks.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I got to know Glenn, you know, coming here for working on Game On and helping on the LAN party and just, you know, being here. And he's fantastic. And I said, you know, I want to do something with Glenn when that went to the wayside, as well as, you know, I want to do something with Brian and Veronica. But this way, I at least, you know, Glenn's here and we've needed help. So just so everyone knows, Glenn's here. He's on a part-time basis right now, but eventually, I think as with all of our roles, we tend to bring everybody in a little bit more.
Yeah, you
and he
start,
was a
and
great
then you- and
host.
then you grow. Now, I'd like to introduce our newest host.
Here's the newest
This is going to be a
host.
show about Godzilla. Michael,
Or the Green Bay
Packer,
Packers.
Michael is going to do it. He's a little shy.
No? Well, you're on air. No, I had nothing to do with that shirt.
Hello.
I can't help it if he's a Packer fan.
And thanks everyone for their kind words in there. And
Glenn's great.
that's part of this is, for instance, with the Amazon thing, the reason I'm pushing is I read a lot of what you say, and a lot of people, we had a nice interaction, a nice back and forth during the LAN party. So I want to start coming in for This Week in TWiT and maybe do like a TWiT army discussion, maybe even after This Week in TWiT on a regular basis. Because a lot of you were saying during the LAN party, I love TWiT, I want to support TWiT. I already have an Audible account, I already have a Netflix account. That's why with Amazon, it's a great, simple way for people that want to do something additional that, you know, it's not a lot, but it definitely adds up.
And with any luck, we'll be able to buy another microphone, then we'll have 3.
Yes. These things are expensive.
Thanks, Glenn. And Glenn, but that's not the only thing you're going to do. You're also crafting a new social media I don't think strategy is not the right word.
Yeah.
You're
We're
going to
just
help
gonna
us
make
with
sure
social media.
it stays up to date and see what else is out there and possibly a Reddit page
Yeah.
for TWiT.
And when people come to TWiT, when you take your photos, I would love to be able to repost some of that stuff on the Facebook page. Our hosts do a great job as well. I mean, Leo is very active in social media. Tom, Sarah, Ayaz, on down the line, everybody does it. But I want a nice way to curate it. So if you're not following everyone individually, which you should be doing, by the way, but if you're not, so it goes to the Facebook page automatically.
Right.
Because TWiT is a company with a huge social presence. It's been, I think, too spread out.
Right.
And we need to make it easy
Right.
and centralized for people to be aware of what's going on.
Hey, Glenn, will this Amazon work
Yes.
in the UK? Okay.
I think we need to make a separate account for the UK, but I can.
Would you do that? Would you make badges for all of our main countries, Australia, the UK,
I'm
and
gonna
Canada?
Talk to Spiro. We're going to have a landing page, and on there we can do that. We can have it where if you're in Canada, click
I
this
think that would
button.
be nice.
And you can bookmark it. You'll be able to bookmark it too.
Right. The other thing that we're going to do more tweets. We have a couple of Twitter accounts. There's @TWiT, @TWiTLive. I do an account called links_for_twit that is bookmarks. And we are also, as Glenn kind of hinted at, on twit.tv, we're going to start activate the blog. And we should introduce Spiro too at some point, but we're going to
Right.
activate the blog, and the blog is going to be a place that we can put viewer and listener contributions that don't necessarily make it to the air.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that we can use that as another way of incorporating more. The Facebook is
Well, it's not just Facebook. We're updating other things too.
Facebook.com/TWiT Network. And my Facebook is facebook.com/LeoGLaporte. I use that as a public page. So those are the two.
Yeah, there's also Inside Twit on Twitter.
Right.
And then we have the G+ page. And that's
right.
the thing,
Yeah, we
you
have
know,
a lot of other
We're getting it all updated,
avenues.
and we're streamlining the process. So
Right.
it's not just manual, but when things automatically go up, you'll automatically be notified.
What's this guy's
So,
name? That's Godzilla. And what's this guy's name? Mecha what? Mecha King Ghidorah. Just in case you wanted to know.
why don't we have Spiro come up and fill in for me for just a second? I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, Spiro, why don't you come up?
Come here. I'll introduce Spiro.
Oh, Michael's
And then what else? What else in our social media platform? Well, we just want to be more active in social media, and give. Actually, here's the deal. Really, what we really are trying to do right now. It's not easy to share something that you heard on TWiT. It's not easy to, if you saw something great on a show, it's hard for you to share it. We want to make it easier for you because this is, I think, the future to share our content. We want to. We are on Flipboard. You know, Flipboard just added audio on the iPad and Android apps. But the problem with us is we don't have any textual content. So all you see is a bunch of big buttons for the album art, and it's not very nice presentation. You can, if you go to the audio links and scroll down, it's alphabetical. We're there. But then look at NPR, and they've done such a nice job. And so we want to do that. We want to give you more text, a better way to hook into what we're doing, and take advantage of you guys and let you share with your network, because that's really how we can get the word out. Let you share with your network what we're up to. So if you see a good bid or something, we'll have a way you can link right to that.
And I think if people have ideas also, that's also part of the reason why I'm here, is to interface when someone comes up with an idea on This Week in TWiT, I can look into it, I can follow up on it to make sure that way we're taking seriously everything that people are suggesting and seeing how we can best implement it. I think just giving me a bit of that responsibility to go out and be able to act on that stuff.
Now, here's an issue. We are on Flipboard, by the way, Tigger Toy Tech. Look in the audio section. Here's an issue. One of our, Steve-O just said, why aren't the shows updated on the iPhone app? You're using the wrong iPhone app. So Mediafly went out of business. And, no, I'm sorry. They didn't, I wish. No, they went out of our business. They went into a different business. And so their apps are no longer kept up to date. So if you've been using the Mediafly app, that is including, there was a special TWiT Mediafly app. Those just stopped working. They don't update anymore. So please use the apps from Shift Key Software. That's Craig Mullaney's independent effort, but he does a great job.
And it's cheap. It's only like
99 cents. It's worth it. And those are staying up to date. You know what? It's not up to me. I can't pull the TWiT Mediafly app because I don't own it. They have to pull it. That's a good point. We should contact Mediafly, see if we can get them to pull it. Shift Key Software is the one. Glenn, give us an email address.
Yeah, for me, just Glenn@twit.tv. Really simple. Two N's. But feel free to hit me up with anything. If anyone has any ideas, anything I should look into, anything I should be up on, I've got a huge to-do list, but I'm fine with adding to it.
Good. At Glenn Rubenstein. Is it Steen or Stein?
I really don't have a preference.
That's why I never say one or the other.
Let's just go with Stein.
Stein. It's E-I, and it should be.
The rabbi will be happy.
Stein is the rabbinical way to say it?
Well, it's the more Jewish way to say it. So
it is?
Yeah, so my dad, I think, will be happy with it.
I'm going to say Stein. I always thought E-I should be Stein. Yeah. I-E would be Steen. Anyway, Frankenstein. Yes. Or is it Frankenstein? Yes. So, and Stein is the beer way. That's how I'll remember it. But we do eventually want to do apps ourselves, and we've kind of contracted with this guy, Spiro. Can Spiro sit there, Michael, for a minute? Thank you. You can stay here. I'm sure he's rattling the microphones like crazy. There you go. So Spiro lives in Vancouver. What's your last name?
Floropoulos.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Spiro lives in Vancouver. He's a Drupal guy. Hallelujah. So as you probably know, we run Drupal everywhere, and we needed somebody working with us on Drupal so that we can add the blogging features on twit.tv, which is on Drupal, and maintain stuff and secure stuff, which we really need to do. So Spiro's going to help us with that.
Right.
And he's a hell of a programmer. So once we get that done, I think maybe we start looking at apps, and not just iOS and Android apps, but we need apps for Vizio, because Mediafly kind of left us in the lurch there. They were giving us the back end for all of those TVs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of different ideas I have on how to approach that. And it might be wise to start off with something maybe perhaps a little simpler to begin with, and throw some stuff on top and see how it goes. But yeah, I have some really cool ideas for some apps, and I think definitely Android and iOS apps are going to be.
They're first, but then I would love to see Google TV, Boxy,
totally.
Vizio,
Totally.
Samsung. Unfortunately, there's this Tower of Babel now with apps on TVs, and we were hoping. See, Mediafly was a great strategy for us because they essentially did the biz dev relationships with all these platforms, and it really kills me that they went out of that business because we were using them to get everywhere. They got us on Roku. They got us everywhere. Now, fortunately, Craig Mullaney, who's Shift Key Software, did rewrite our Roku app, and that Roku app is pretty good now. So that does work. But you're right. We need to pull the iOS app for sure. Xbox app. So, what do you mind if people email you with their thoughts?
No, and actually, I was going to say, if I may be so forward, I know that there's still some issues on the TWiT website, and I think people tend to email like Colin, for example, or other people, but I'm supposed to own it. This is my job now. So if you have problems with the website, instead of everybody else has their own responsibilities, they've got enough on their mind, this is going to be my thing now. So if you want to email me with problems, spiro@twit.tv, SPIRO, and I will take care of it.
Yeah, we're excited. We understand that our job is to get it on every platform you want to be, and make it as easy as possible to integrate with us, as easy as possible to communicate with us, and to share with us, and to share our content back out to your friends. We know that's the mission. It's always been the mission, but we've never had the resources to do it right. So adding Glenn and Spiro are going to make a big difference. And, of course, young Michael, who's going to be in charge of all Godzilla creatures, right?
Can I just address something to what Agent X was saying? It's not just Facebook, Agent X. Google Plus, we can't automate Google Plus yet. We're looking into how to do that.
There's no right API yet, so we're stuck.
But you can't get the same content on if you follow TWiT on Twitter and Inside TWiT on Twitter. Facebook primarily is going to be pulling from those. We're also going to find a way to pull Twitter content from the host to Twitter as well. So it's not just Facebook Central. And if you look at it, the Twitter audience is spread out amongst different social networks. So we're obviously going to hit people, on all fronts.
Yeah.
And, you're right. Why make it so complicated? Just make a great site, app, and podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. We're trying to do all of that.
Yeah.
But we also think that that what the future is, look, the problem podcasts have is they're not searchable because they're audio and video. So text is really important. And I think the future is, so that's important for search, but the future is also sharing, right? That as increasingly we're seeing that if you can't share our content, that's how content goes viral. That's how word spreads. That's the best market. Word of mouth's always been the best marketing. That's our word of mouth marketing, is you saying, oh, that was a great minute when on TWiT when the Godzillas came out. And and if you have the ability to share that with your friends over your social networks, we feel that really is the future of marketing. So that's why we want to build up that. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? All right. I'm not. All right, thank you. You may leave, gentlemen, and Lisa will come back. An all-show feed, we really should have one. There's an all-show feed from the TWiT site, but it's only audio. It's twit.tv/feed/node/feed. twit.tv/node/feed, but that's just every audio show, all the audio shows. So we should make some feeds. We'll make some OP. Well, you know what we need is, are you? Spiro says he's working on it. So that's what we need. We need feeds for all shows. We need an OPML as well. That would be very handy for people just to download and then have every feed.
Yeah, Spiro will work on the Tech Guy Labs website as well, but we're just, we're setting that up now. And we're going to work through the bugs on that and hopefully launch, July 1?
You're the keeper of the keys.
Well, we're in beta right now.
Yeah,
right?
we're close.
So
I think we're close.
Yeah, I believe hopefully we can launch that by July 1st. That's my goal. Should we let people in the private beta?
Well, we'll do we're not yet. The dev site is really slow. But as soon as we can move to a production server.
Once we move to the production server,
absolutely.
which should be next week?
Well, you know what we'll do? We'll tell
Bear,
you guys.
Are you in the chat room?
People who are committed enough to be in chat certainly should know about it. And that's how we'll let
I think
know.
we should invite people in the chat into the beta.
Yeah.
And but I need to check with Bear. So I'm taking a look. I'm waiting for Bear to. Oh, there he is. Yes, I'm working on getting it up this week. Excellent.
Yay.
So,
Thank you, Bear.
so I think we could do a beta for it. Yes, I'd like to see if you guys can break it. If anyone can break it, you guys will. So, Bear, you got your challenges.
Yeah, don't hit the table, anybody, because when you hit the table, it sounds like a drum on the air.
Yeah, Michael, don't pound on the table. Thank you. So what else is happening? I don't think we have enough happening.
We're going to have some help from Karsten Bondy, who helped us at CES to do. What is Karsten going to do?
Well, he's going to help with some of our. He's going to help with TWiT Photo. He's going to take over some of the production elements of that.
Because we're putting Tony in an administrative capacity. He's going to not have as much time to edit and produce. So Josh will do some editing, and we're going to have Karsten come in and do some producing. And we're launching new shows. So what we wanted to do is have Karsten be kind of a launch producer who will get the show off the ground, and they can move on and launch other shows.
Yeah, and then I've got my eye on bringing in another producer in about 3 months. If we're able to launch these few shows effectively.
Right.
And
we're trying to hire people that make us money, to be
I
honest.
really don't want you guys to break the new website, but it would be nice if you can identify flaws and issues. So yes, that's what I mean by if you can't break it, hopefully nobody else will. You know, I think our hiring policy is testing people out as independent contractors.
Yeah, that's one way we do it.
And if they come around, actually, people like Josh and Alex and John, who are huge fans that kept coming in and wanting to be here.
We've kind of learned a lesson. It's best to hire people who are fans before they work here.
Yeah.
They're much more likely to be fans after they work here that way.
Yeah, and that's, they're really warning me about letting the TWiT fans in on the Tech Island website.
No, that's fine.
I think it's great.
And it's gonna, now that we have an in-house Drupal guy, the twit.tv site will get better. We understand it needs some polish, and we're going to work on that.
Yeah, we're definitely working on it. I mean, with Glenn helping us keeping it up to date, and
one of the things that's going to make the Tech Guy site more secure, and we will back edit the Twit site to do this as well. But initially, the Tech Guy site is going to run behind Varnish, which is a Drupal caching technology that does two things. First of all, it really means that the servers that are running the Tech Guy site can handle a lot of traffic because it's essentially a static cache. And the other thing is it puts a barrier between people using the website and the server because they're only using a static page. So that's going to help us a lot, I think, in keeping it more secure. So we'll put Varnish on the Tech Guy site. And
I'm
so
not
you'll
really
see
sure.
the Tech
Why
Guy site
didn't
will
we
be
do
very
that on
reliable.
TWiT?
I asked to do it, but they never got around to it.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to make a couple of changes. And
Bear says that Varnish goes to everything when Tech Guy goes live, so that's good. Thank you, Bear.
That's great to hear.
Anguirus joins the fight.
Yes, and thank you for tolerating Michael
How
today.
does he
Appreciate
know
it.
that?
Well, because most of our
Stanlock
fans
must be a
are a
fan.
Godzilla fan, right?
He must be a Godzilla fan.
Yeah.
He knows Anguirus, huh? He looks like an ankylosaur. Is he an ankylosaur?
No, he's not.
They look very similar, though. There's a
Look at today's the old Japanese monsters.
yep.
Yes, he's a
Today in old
huge
school
Japanese
Japanese
monster
monsters.
fan. All right. I don't think we have enough going on.
That's a
do
great
you?
idea. Padre SJ can be our tester, a pen tester. He's got a Moose security box and a 10 gigabyte pipe. Survivability tests. I don't know what any of that means, Robert, but you can tell me tomorrow. Robert will be on Twit tomorrow.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I like that.
What's it?
Okay.
Will we see Gruber on Twit more? Sure. I don't know. Yeah, Mac Break Weekly, maybe. Yeah. The Maker Show is it's just expensive. It's $50,000 to build that studio back there. It's certainly our intent to do so, but we're
I'd
just.
say it's more on the back burner. I think we're going to get through this year with the launching of a few different shows, and probably we were kind of thinking third quarter for the Makerspace to get going, but I think I might push that off to next year. It's going to depend on how we cover live shows, live events in the future. We've been talking about doing a redesign on how we bring CES.
Ion is not getting canceled, but it's not getting turned into a podcast either. It's just a very informal, we like it, fun show. It's probably not a podcast. It's just a fun show, and Iaz knows that. He said he's making some changes to see if we can make it more of a professional show. I do not think we're going to do
No,
E3.
we're not going to E3.
So this is another thing, and I'd love your guidance on this. it's really expensive for us to do CES, NAB, all these shows. CES, Lisa estimated it cost us around $200,000 this year to do it because of sending people down there and stuff.
Well, we just thought about we want to cover it. We're just thinking about how we cover it.
So we're thinking maybe stepping down a little bit instead of doing the Sky booth and all of that, sending some people down there, anchoring it from here. It's just something we're talking about. We do have to make the decision the next month because you have to book the hotel rooms and all this by July. So we're just trying to figure out what to do. Exactly,
I
Murray. Skip the booth remotes from the floor. That's what we're talking about.
That's kind of one of the designs I was thinking of. Was I liked at NAB how we tossed to the floor, and maybe we can send a crew down there, a small crew, and cover the booth.
Dan's going to be there, so Dan, you're nominated.
Absolutely. So, do you guys like that idea? Like we can have coverage there, an editor there, and Leo can toss to see what's going on at.
What we do is
CES
we
at any
lose our
time.
presence at CES, and it was my thinking that by being there, having a big presence, advertisers are aware of us. But the truth is now CES is so heavily covered. I mean, when Spike has the entire roof of the parking garage for a set and stuff, it's pretty hard for us to compete with $1 million productions like that. So I don't know. I just.
Well, we're just thinking about it. I mean, we have a couple of months to resolve it, and we may be there in full force again, and we may do something a little more scaled down. So we're just trying to consider different ideas and different ways to cover it, and what frankly, what do you guys want to see? I mean, we can go there and do all of our shows from there and do all the coverage like we typically do, but we could also send a full crew to grab all the coverage there as well and keep everybody in most of the energy here at the studio.
Yeah.
So we're considering both.
We Maker Faire is going on right now, and it would have been nice to go cover it. It's just all of this stuff is expensive, and what we're trying to figure out is what do you want? What is the stuff you really need? And not spend money on stuff that's nice but not really compelling. And Steve was saying he thinks the energy should be at the studio. It makes more sense economically, and that's for sure true. We built this nice studio. Why not?
Right.
We'd like to use it.
Well, and I just kind of, whenever we go to CES or NAB, we typically do all of our shows there that we already do. I mean, mind you, we can grab people that are at CES and NAB and bring them right up to our stage. But I really think we can mix it up and stay here.
You asked the right question. Webo Rama says, why wasn't there a Facebook IPO breaking news? We should have done that.
I brought that up. Yeah, Leo and I were
standing
chatting that
there
morning when we were watching it, going, why didn't we do breaking news? So I think that's one of the elements. We have to make sure we're covering all of the breaking news elements again. Everything, Windows, Facebook, all the things that come out. It's not just It's not just iPad.
I agree. We're going to have to get rid of the G3. We've been flying everybody down in our private jet, and I think that's going to have to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Private jet? And I haven't gone on it yet? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. If we can cover the special events at like CES and things like that. They seem to like that a little bit more.
The first time we went to CES, it was a perk for the staff. I thought we'd do a little work and everybody would get to go to Vegas. I flew them down first class. I don't know what I was thinking.
We worked 18-hour days.
The
That was
first
like
time,
the hardest working CES I've ever been at.
I agree.
Okay, let me have him. I'll just put him right here. Position him on my mic. Okay. So, I mean, the perk was flying down first class.
Well, the whole idea of bringing everybody down. I mean, we brought Frederic. I mean, the idea of having
everybody.
The entire staff went, and that's why it was going to be kind of a fun thing. I at first wasn't going to even cover it. We were just going to all go down and enjoy it.
But then we completely.
I thought, well, everybody's there. We should.
I think it was the hardest trade show I've ever worked at.
It was exhausting, but I told them it's because none of them had ever been at CES before. So I tried to warn them, but you know what? Until you do it, you have no idea how horrible it is.
I saw a lot of people were. It was pretty interesting. A lot of people were grumbling. It was. It was a really hard show. I thought it was great. I like that.
Warned them. Yeah, we should go to Great America next time.
Yeah, we'll do something like that.
The Viasat.
So the catsuit update will be at next week's This Week in TWiT.
Really?
Yes. That's all I have to say for this week. So you really have to tune in next
You
week. It's
just
gonna
gave
be
away
phenomenal.
the surprise.
My cat suit. I ordered it.
You just gave away the surprise. She's been saying, "Do you like surprises?" I said, well, if it's something I like,
you really
I
like the cat suit, so you guys really have to tune in next Saturday.
Leo, somebody says Leo's wearing.
I ordered something.
I'm wearing pink,
I wish.
only in my underpants.
So definitely, yeah, meow. I'll practice my meowing this next week. Yeah, I'm just too busy, so I might have to concede on this
Well,
one.
we
So
do-
You'll have to tune in next week and just see
Oh, another
how
question
badly
for
it
you.
is for me.
Now
Yeah.
that Buzz Out Loud is gone, we were thinking of moving TNT to the
that's
old
right.
Buzz Out Loud time, 10
what do you guys
a.m.
think?
Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. What do you think?
I'm not a dragon.
No, he's not a dragon. He's a mech.
Okay, I'll put on cat face makeup as well. So is that a lot of no's for the TNT
It's about
move?
even, it actually looks like.
No, yes.
No. Yes.
People are. Well, we were thinking that it would be the afternoon on the East Coast, and
So the only issue is, do you miss any news by doing it that early? And Tom's experience with doing Buzz Out Loud for 3 years, how long did he do it, was you miss the earnings calls, you miss a couple of things, but you don't actually, you miss a whole lot by doing it that early. The advantage is it's out and ready and downloadable for your evening commute, no matter where you are in the U.S., and it's much better, of course, for people outside the U.S. It's a much better time.
well, I keep seeing a few flashes of why are we not doing the headlines at 10 a.m. versus
I
the
thought we
entire
were going to
show.
do that.
Well, we were talking about it, and I have the staple of it, and we've done some tests. But now with Buzz Out Loud closing down, I think this question came up: should we just move TNT to 10 a.m.
Right.
instead of doing headlines at 10 a.m.? Maybe we could do TNT at 10 a.m. and do headlines that we missed at 2 p.m. It kind of gives them a chance
Do two newscasts, yeah.
to
And to do the
10
headlines
a.m.
in
and then the
evening. Yeah.
headlines at
That's a good
2.
idea.
Well, I don't know. I don't think we've decided to make the move just yet, but we're talking
We
about
would
it.
do what Tom wanted to do. Tom is talking about it. We're all talking about it.
Do Buzz Out Loud at 10 and TNT at 3.
So, but Tom was the one who suggested it, mostly because I'm always late. And so-
Well, it's not only because of that. It's because Buzz Out Loud's gone, and they thought it would be better it might open up the afternoon for new shows.
we could do half and half. What if we did half of the show at 10 and half the show at... he'd probably want to go home.
I don't know. It's not a bad idea. Yes, I'll try to get rid of the kid. I'm really trying.
No, what's
But
wrong
I've got
with the
another
kid?
9 years to go.
You know what? Yeah, really. In 9 years,
In 9 years, I can get rid
we'll
of the
talk.
kid.
Trust me, my kids aren't gone.
Oh, this isn't even too much sugar. He hasn't had sugar yet. He's
No,
9.
He's being quite nice and normal.
I'm just.
He's 9 years old. Everybody, the reason it's deceptive. You're so big, Michael. You look like you're about 12.
He's only 9.
He's only 9.
But he's I don't know. He's up to here to me, and he's going to be a middle linebacker, I think. He
Go
can
ahead.
pick me
Let's
up.
see you pick
no,
him
no,
up.
no, no. He can pick me up.
But can she pick you up? That's the question. I can pick you up.
I can still pick him up barely. Getting lip from the kid. Great. We were thinking about doing a coffee show in the morning. You know,
I'd
what do
love
you guys,
to do a
what do
coffee
you guys
show.
think if Leo and I did a
Leo
reality
makes
show?
coffee.
If we did a reality show and they took the cameras around with us afterwards and they could see how we talk about business off
Oh
the
my
air.
God. Oh my God.
I think I could make some money on that show.
Make people so tense. Makes me tense.
No, they're all ick.
Ick. No. It's like it would be like us talking about. You know,
Like
I don't
when we
know
really
why.
talk about
I don't know
business off
why
the air.
some network hasn't come to us and said we should do a reality show about you guys. I do not know why that has not happened.
I'm surprised we haven't had a reality show. I mean, if they just followed us for a week, it'd be pretty hilarious.
It'd be crazy, and you wouldn't have to edit much to get those tense moments that they love so much.
Oh, you would have to edit anything. Oh, it's too funny.
And we call it "How Sausage Is Made." That's what we'd call it.
Oh, what? No.
This is the reality show. We're doing it. This is the reality show. I mean, this is
This is
it.
kind of the reality show.
It's just not edited. I could get like a
Yeah, they would need a
Tan.
bleep button for me.
one of those I could go to a tanning booth. We gave away the oozing clock. Remember that? We gave it to some nice people.
Dancing with the Twits.
Nice lady who was celebrating her birthday. Spray on tan. That's what I was looking for. All right, we're
Spray on
done.
tan. Okay,
Anything
that's
else you want
great.
to talk about? Did you cover everything on your list?
I think I did. So tune in next week and you guys can see my outfit.
Is that the surprise?
I give up. All right. Have a great weekend.
Can I wear my outfit too? Then that would be fair. Will you get my outfit for me?
Would you like me to?
Size 9.
9.
Not the dress, the shoes. The dress is like 16.
Leo's going to wear heels. I love it. By Eileen and Leo.
She's not Eileen.
That's okay.
It's Lisa. Do you see this weekend on TWiT?
Yeah, see? Lisa.
All right. I think we're done. Wow, you have all your guys here, don't you?
This weekend on TWiT.
Everyone's like, no, please, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
We should do a walkthrough Petaluma today. Is
Okay,
amazing,
6
but that's what we're
inch
going to go do.
silhouettes.
I'm going.
Deal.
I'm going with him. He said, no, don't.
Are you going to wear stilettos on the cat suit?
Stilettos. I always call them stilettos.
Silhouettes. Stilettos on the cat
Stilettos.
suit?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ooh, I'm starting to like this surprise.
Oh, yeah. Lucky me. Tune in next week. You'll
Ooh,
see.
I feel love, I feel love, I feel love.
You guys can take some pictures.
Here comes Alan.
All right. We're done.
We're done. Reruns. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow on The Tech Guy and This Week in Tech. Bye-bye.
Jeez.